back, nigga. Close out $7,000 a day with my students. This happened live. Live Zoom. I did it with my students. I'm about to show y'all. Matter of fact, this is gonna be a $7,000 a day close live with my students. This is the video gonna be named. So this is gonna be an educational video. I'm gonna show y'all live how I did it, and then I'm gonna break down the whole trade in the next clip. So yeah, $7,000 made today. Somebody even made more than that. I think somebody made 17,000 today. You know what I'm saying? Another person made, a lot of money was made today. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, a lot of money was made off of GJ. I'm still not at break even yet, but I'm getting to it. But you can see right here, it's loading, let it load. And this is the GJ Slayers. Boom, right here. He made $8,900. He made more than me today. You know how crazy that is, nigga? A nigga make more than me off my trade and my signal chat. I love it because I love seeing my students make money, but damn, he made $8,900. I can't be mad at him. That's good. That's really good, actually. So, God bless his soul, man. But I still got GJ testing 206, 231. So, let's see how that goes. And let's get into this clip. Peace.
So I'm gonna explain how we took this and how it correlates with what I'm teaching you. Yeah, so you just correlate everything, right? So now that we see that the daily, everything looks good for buys, 4 hours starting to fall. It still looks good for buys on the 4 hour, but it's starting to fall, starting to retrace like this, right? It's starting to fall. We came up here, we rejected at that little spot I was telling you about, and then we start falling, right? Once we reject and we start falling, we came down, we lost momentum, we tested this level, right? Pull liquidity, like we came down, tested, make you look like we was gonna shoot up off of this little level of resistance right here, right? Because everybody trades support and resistance, but nobody trades liquidity, right? So everybody in at this level of support right here, thinking it's gonna shoot up off this level of resistance, and boom, liquidity comes in and fucks everybody. Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? That's where we getting in at. Clear indication of what, and then look, you see where this shit still lands in a decent area. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it could
even when I
be
come
a
down here and go to lower time frames, came down, rejected, came back down again. So it's trying to build support since it came down to this level. You know what I'm saying? Right. 2 times after being in the upwards direction, came down. It's trying to find support so I can go back up.
Yeah, I've been just retracing, touching them fair value gaps and shit.
Then it pulled liquidity. This is liquidity right here. Pull liquidity, and that's what we either enter on or after, right? So now, time frames, bro, higher time frames always hold up more weight. So that's why we always trade off the higher time frames. If you trading off of the monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, you can hold your trades for a long period of time if you got good entries. If you got 4 hour, daily, weekly entries, most likely it's going to be at a daily, weekly, monthly low, right? Which is not going to get touched again if it shoots up off it. So that's why swing traders, they swing off the higher time frames because you can get in on a trade. And if a trade happens on a weekly time frame, right, we're on a 4 hour right now. This is worth 100 to 200 pips, like a 4 hour move, right? If I go to the monthly or the daily, if I get a daily or weekly or monthly level or low or something and ride that bitch up to the previous high, then it's 5 times as much money. You feel what I'm saying? But you're going to have to wait 3 times as longer. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to wait longer for the shit to play out. But, and it's going to be less detail. You're not going to have as much candlesticks, rejections, shit showing you what's going on. You're just going to basically have to only rely on predicting price like reacting off of levels. Basically, you just waiting to see what levels price is gonna react off of, because you're not really gonna see too much structure being built and things of that nature. It's just gonna come down there, tap an overall major key level, and then reverse. You know what I'm saying? Some cases you might get a couple rejections or some shit on the higher time frames, but most likely it's less detail within the higher time frames and more weight they hold up. Bigger trades, bigger meaning. Levels of resistance are stronger. Levels of supports are stronger. You know what I'm saying? Retracements on the monthly, big ass retracements. They're going, if the weekly needs a retracement, so say we might be putting up and we might need a retracement down here, right? This is a daily 4 hour retracement. But in our reality, we needed that weekly, monthly retracement, which came all the way down here. You feel what I'm saying? Because the lower time frames just adding up to respect what the higher time frames want to do. So in the midst of all this, like boom, 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 doing all this extra shit, but in the reality, it's just going just down, just coming down to retest and land right at that FVG and shoot up. You feel what I'm saying? They're doing exactly what it need to do on a higher time frame, but in between all that is doing a bunch of whatever the smaller time frames want to do. You feel me? So if you just follow the higher time frame, everything will add up all the time. All we do is follow the higher time frame to figure out what's going to really happen, like the big moves, the healthy moves, and then we capitalize on our entries with the smaller time frames, right? So we dive into the smaller time frames to execute our trades, to get an entry, to figure out what's actually going on in the moment. Once price gets to our area of value, right? So say I'm on my higher time frame, I found my trade, it's making that retracement on the 4 hour, right? It's making that retracement and it comes down to my area of value and it starts rejecting. Once it gets down to my area of value, I can go down to the lower time frames to see exactly how it's reacting to that level. I can see if it's rejecting and then it's rejecting, but continuing to close bearish after that rejection and work its way back down to that level, closing bearish. I can see if it's closing with multiple rejections. I can see if it's closing with a rejection and making a bullish engulfing and then making price action. You know what I'm saying? Making good price action after that, working its way up. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on like what's going on in the moment. But long story short, I'm using the smaller time frames to give me more detail on what's going on right now. But right now is not going to help me with tomorrow, because when I put my trade in and I go to sleep, that counts as tomorrow because I'm waiting for it to play out for tomorrow. You feel what I'm saying? I might see something on a minute time frame that's going to happen in 30 minutes, but it's only going to last for 30 minutes. You feel me? I might take a sale on 30-minute time frame because I see a sale, but that bitch lasted an hour and I was back buying the fuck up to heaven. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to get caught up in the wrong time frames and looking at the wrong shit because it's going to give you the wrong point of view. You want to have a broad point of view on a broad idea of what's going on in the market, right? And that's what you want to base your shit off of, your overall viewpoint in the market. Then you work your way down in time frames to see how you can get in where you fit in. That's the name of the game. How to get in where you fit in. It's one thing to know what the market is going to do and know which direction it wants to go in. But the hard part is getting in where you fit in. And getting in where you fit. Getting in where you fit in includes, my bad. It includes having good entries, being in at that low right here. You feel it? Right here, right here, right here. Getting in,
entering at the right time.
At the bottom of that. Exactly.
Exactly. Right? Like the first candle. Yeah.
Exactly.
Big money, boy.
You know what I'm saying? You want to get on, you want to get in where that motherfucking initial reversal happens. You're not gonna be able to see that if you're looking at the lower time frame because you're not looking at which major levels gonna hold them up. So
that's what I did yesterday. I was on the 4-hour time frame. I never did that before, and that shit wasn't bad. I like that shit, to be honest.
You gotta wait a little longer. You gotta be a little bit more patient, but it's gonna respect itself a lot more.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I feel like it's easier to predict it more off confluences and shit, and just like shit you could collect from the market. It's easy to read with that 4-hour. Like honestly, I just on the 4-hour, like I didn't even really had to do much yesterday. I got lucky. I just entered at the right time when shit was on the uptrend. And it was just up since then, boy.
Yep, that's what's up. Make sure you're not taking trades on accident. Make sure you know why you took the trade. Or
Oh, nah. That's what I'm saying. Like
you know
I want, but that's my thing. I wanted to put it in, but sometimes on the MetaTrader app, because I had like one trade in on the USD, then I try to punch one in for the gold, and that bit tell me I ain't have enough. But then next second it let me do it. So I don't know if I just did some stupid shit last time or what, but you know.
Yeah, you probably
that shit,
I don't know what you did.
it did let me in though, but I could have been entered at the perfect moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I feel you.
Now you see what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
It'd be like that. Sometimes you just miss that motherfucker. If you catching trades just off of learning basic market structure and basic price action, that means you're on the right path.
Like real talk, like it's funny, but like last night I even entered my little bro on some paper trading shit, and he was hitting. I was just like, "Hey, bro," like I was just in that mode, like I could read that market easy right now. I was like that.
See,
Nigga, this bit's gonna go up.
When that's the whole point of learning market structure and learning how to read price action, because you're not using no tools, no help, no indicators, none of that. You're just now understanding how the market's supposed to move.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And you ain't even learned no tools to help give you that extra edge. You just seeing, because look, once you see the market for what it is and you know how it's supposed to act and you know how it's supposed to, you feel what I'm saying? If you can flow with the market, like how you were saying, you felt like you was one with the market. When you get into that groove, nigga, that's all you need to know. Like that's all you need. Anything extra, just extra. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
extra. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm fucking with you, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? I just need you to take me to the next level, fam. Straight up. Like, you know what I mean? That's why like I'm forgetting a lot of shit you're saying, but I just genuinely do know a lot of shit already. Cause I'm like I said, I did my self-studying, bro. Like, I did my due diligence, bro. You know what I mean? I ain't play with this shit before I came
Facts.
to you. And I ain't want to come to you on no rookie shit, then you gotta face one with me again. No, 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 nigga. Like,
Yeah.
let's get to the money, nigga. Straight
Yeah.
up.
Facts. And you see,
Feel me?
usually when people get coming with that mindset, they already kind of know a little bit. They just need to know what's really going on. Them who
Right.
come in and handle business.
Let's
Niggas
do
come
it.
in this not knowing shit, thinking I'm finna
Just
just
hand it to him.
yeah,
No,
like you
I'm
still have
already
to learn it
knowing.
and use
You
it and
got
do
to,
it,
bro.
master it. Like, cause look, once I teach somebody how to trade,
Right.
I could lead a horse to water. I can't make them drink though. I can teach you to
You
trade.
feel me?
Once I
Straight
teach
up.
you and you learn, it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna master that shit. You're gonna figure it out yourself if you want to or not. And once you do, then you're gonna be done mastered it in the process of doing it. If I'm just calling out trades and you catch them, you're gonna be learning little things along the way, but you're never gonna be really experiencing the full effect to where you gotta learn from your
Right.
mistakes. You gotta do
Mm.
shit that you were supposed to do. You gotta you're not gonna be able to troubleshoot your problems because it's gonna be my problems. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or somebody else,
Right.
whoever you following problems, and then you gotta
There's
figure
always gonna be someone to blame besides you, nigga.
exactly,
You can't.
exactly.
Ain't no accountability taken right there.
Exactly. That was the first lesson we learned about accountability. See, when you can't
Ain't,
blame yourself, then how
ain't
you
no
gonna fix
growth,
something?
bro. Ain't no growth happening.
Exactly, exactly. That's
No
why
sir.
you gotta take accountability. But yeah, moral of the story is what I was just talking about as far as time frames is start at the higher time frames and get a general idea of what's going on. That's what we
What's
like to
going
trade
on?
off of. You know what I'm saying? Higher time frames always gonna give you a better idea of what's going on in the future, short term future, all that shit. Smaller time frames is the now. We don't really care too much about the now because depending on where shit is going tomorrow and later and the next, it's gonna determine how much money we're gonna make. So now is cool
Mm.
and all, but now just means how can I get in right now? You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right. On some scalper shit.
Yeah, like you
Just
can
get in, get out.
exactly. But if I'm getting in on some scalp shit, but making my overall prediction based off the higher time frame, I can get in right now with a good entry and then hold my shit to where
Still
that
hold too,
higher
yeah.
time frame trade play out. You
Damn.
feel me? Times and sessions definitely have an effect on what's going on and how volatile the
Within the
market is.
market.
That was
Right.
supposed to be a category in itself too, but you pretty much know that. I don't take number 2 seconds to explain. This is an example of market structure right here. This is an example of a trade that we would take that kind of looks like something that we usually take. So look, there's two ways that this could happen, right? This could not be existent and it could happen like this. Price could build up support and then shoot up. But
Consolidate.
8 times out of 10, we want liquidity to get pulled, right? Or it will get pulled. So say got an uptrend, impulse, little basic support resistance going on right here. Then we get down and we get a little bit more complicated. So as we come down here, like I say, we lose momentum, right? Big ass bearish candle, then we stop, right? Then we got a little boop, 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 boop. Then we work our way down a little bit, kind of figuring out where we can slow down and then
Mm-hmm.
find support at. Once the fact that we're finding support has been established, then we wait for liquidity to get pulled, right? And not only is this happening at a previous level of resistance, at an actual level, right? But liquidity will get pulled and also land at a level, right? So, like I said, came down, lost momentum, built up some support at this level, pulled liquidity, right? Then came back up and maintained support at that
Yeah.
previous level, right?
Yeah. Niggas be fucking up. Niggas probably would have entered right there, that downtrend dip.
Mm-hmm. With an enter right
Some
here.
niggas be tripping. Yeah, niggas be tripping. Hell no.
Trading support and resistance or hopping in the trade too early, not letting
Too
it
early.
play
That's what I'm
out.
saying. Too early.
Now imagine if you was in the market, right? You was in control of the market. You see a billion people in this. Oh yeah, liquidity. Give me your money. You know what I'm saying? Right back up out of there. Go on about your day. And for the people who know what they're doing and know liquidity, they're going to be getting in off this. And those are the
Yeah,
people
that's
who's
what I'm about to
scraping in
say.
the
I'm
bottom.
taking right there. Bingo. I'm
Exactly.
taking right there.
You can
I
either
want that
get in
new trend.
right here, soon as
Mm-hmm.
that start rejecting, because it's two ways this can go. If you're confident in price action in the moment, you know for the most part what's going on. You know, we don't really know anything, but if you pretty
For
much
sure.
feel for a good feeling like you know what's going on in the moment and you know which
Mm-hmm.
direction we're overall going in, say price builds up support, and then it builds up support, then it starts to drop real fast, but then it rejects. As soon as that rejects and it starts to and it happens at a nice place and it starts to look right on a lower time frame, you could even get in right there if you ballsy enough. You know what I'm saying? Put your stop loss up under the rejection, under the previous low out of the way of fluctuation. So you can get it on this right here, you can get on this right here, or you get it on this right here. Or you could even get it on this right here. After you miss the whole move, price make its overall break a structure, come back down and retest. You feel what I'm saying? Because we trade and retest. All we're doing is trade and retest. So any retest is an entry. But our main trades want to be taken off of key levels, major retracements, major key levels, 4-hour retracements, daily retracements, when it's at a major low. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on a 1 hour. See, this is a retracement. This is a retracement, right? But you also have shit like little ass retracements, like little small shits that can't really benefit you. Long story short, you want full, healthy 4-hour retracements, hour retracements. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All of these. Anytime that drop, we want to be looking at how we gonna get in this motherfucker. Same shit with sales. Say if this break into a bearish downtrend. Now every time that shoot up, I'm looking, okay, where is it shooting up to? Because I'm about to sell. What's this about to do? So as get to dropping, I'm looking, where is it dropping to? Right? How is it dropping? How is it closing? You feel what I'm saying? Candle closures matter. We all went over this with the fucking candlestick analysis. Candle closures definitely matter. Candles closing bearish and closing like
Candlesticks matter. The wicks tell it all, bro.
the
For
wicks
real.
tell it all. Exactly. The
Wicks
wicks
tell it
tell it
all,
all.
bro.
Like I said, it's simple, nigga. It's pretty damn simple. First thing first, you learn price action, you learn market structure. You learn how the market is supposed to move. Then you figure out basically what forms of confluence to use to add to a strategy to help you get like a little cheat code, basically, right? You figure out how the market moves, and you figure out your little cheat codes to help you figure out, okay, when it does do this and when it does do this, I can
What that
use.
mean?
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
To help you get a better understanding overall what's going on. Yeah. First thing first, you learn price action, you learn market structure, figure out what's going on. You feel me? What you see? Then you got your confluences to help you get a better edge on what's going on. It's like, think about gambling. First, you got to learn the sport of gambling. You got to learn the basics, just like gambling. You got to learn the foundation of gambling. You got to learn the
Right.
basics, right? What is gambling? Then you got to learn what gambling sport you're
Yeah.
playing,
What the
right?
hell you gambling? Right.
Exactly. Blackjack, whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, then you learn an edge, counting cards, just that, whatever it be. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's all it is to it. You find your edge. Once you learn the shit, you learn the foundation, you learn what you're doing, what you're playing, then you get your edge, right? You learn how to count the cards, you learn your little cheat code. And that cheat code is it's not really a cheat. In our case, it's not really a cheat code, but they're little tips and
No.
tricks to help you get a better edge, get a better idea on what's going on. Once you do that, nigga, then you just put your strategy into place, step A through B, and you execute, wait for it to work out.
Right.
If you're doing your job right, it's gonna work out more times than it fails. And that's how we make money. Simple as that. When people tell me I was just having a boot camp, I do the first 10 days of boot camp with me, Tracy, and KJ, and I only teach the basics. Price action, I only teach the basics. Niggas already like, yeah, I'm already catching trades. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And they haven't even entered the mastery. They don't even know anything about fair value gaps. They don't know anything about nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing your shit right, nigga, all it takes is, like I said, that 1 week, that one good month. And if you say, I don't know your situation right now, your financial situation, let's say, you said you got a job, but let's say you only got a few hundred to play with until you really get comfortable. Only play with 100 or two. Only play with a couple hundred. Play with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can scale that bitch up. Tracy just made 4,000 off $100. You can,
y'all niggas, man.
bro, you can get there. So learn how to
Nigga,
trade, get comfortable.
see
And then
your
once you
work,
do
man.
that, I'm saying, bro, I didn't flip 1,000 into 20,000.
I see it. Bro, I would have never put your daughter if I didn't see that. I was like, look, bro, I know all these niggas raw, but let me see who I'm gonna go sign myself up with. Let me see this nigga work.
You feel what I'm saying?
That shit impressed me, boy. I'm like, this nigga made 10 racks off a phone. I don't care if he ain't never did it again. That nigga did it.
You
That
feel what I'm
nigga did it.
saying? And this is the thing. That's what I was capable of doing. Once you learn how to do it, you're gonna be capable of whatever you're capable of doing. Even if we know the same shit. I done had students coming in to make more money than me in the same month I was teaching them. The first month of them learning, $40,000 in 1 month off of 3K, and I didn't even make that much. You feel what I'm saying? It all depends on how you playing it, how much money you got to risk. how comfortable you is with your trading strategy. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on how you play it. But it's anything is possible, but there's no limits to when it comes to this shit. That's the best part. There's no limits. There's plenty of freedom. You got everything. You can do anything you want to do, especially yourself up. So that's why, since you got so much freedom, you got to make sure you discipline.
There you have it. You see how I was able to make $7K in a day trading GJ. The month about to end. This was a horrible month. I'm not gonna lie. This month wasn't that good. So we're gonna see how it ends. But see y'all in the next video. Hopefully this helps y'all with y'all education and learning Forex and chasing your dream within Forex. So yeah, peace. I'll talk to y'all some next time. Peace.